back to Pieces of Fate. Let's do some introductions, starting with Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I play Phoebe the Sea Witch.
Hi, I'm Carissa. I play Patrick Eamon Killarney, and he is a halfling rogue smuggler.
Hi, I'm Joel. I play Gato, the one-legged cat-folk war priest.
Hi, I'm Kay. I play as Maribel.
And I'm Joe. I play as Killian, who's a gunslinger.
And I'm Jeremy. I'll be the GM. Alright, so we left off with you guys sleeping in a very uncomfortable situation.
But we lived.
But you lived.
After you were resurrected twice.
That's, what, you're down to 7 now. Lives.
Well, I thought you were like, I have...
No, your I think your hit points were all the way back up.
Yeah, because we slipped to do that.
His were, because he got healed.
Oh.
But if they're at, oh no, you're right, you were at 3, but you get 1 more for sleeping, but normally you would get 2 for a night's rest, but you're just getting 1 because you didn't really get a great night's rest. In fact, in the middle of the night, you are awoken by a splashing and gasping. How long does your light last?
It was somewhere between like 30 minutes and 2 hours, so
Okay.
it's probably out.
So it's out. So you hear this splashing and this gasping. You can't see anything.
Can I light my torch?
Yeah.
Or are we still considered wet from the swim?
I'll let you light your torch.
Okay.
Okay, so by the time you do, this whatever it is has climbed up out of.
Right.
You can hear it sloshing its way out and like grabbing on. In fact, Veravale, you feel something grab a hold of you and start to pull you in, and then lets go of you and grabs on next to you and pulls itself out of the water.
Am I awake yet?
You're all awake.
So,
Could be one of our
since
dudes.
light's an at will, I can just simply touch something, right?
Right.
Alright, I light up the pot again.
Okay. So you light up the pot, and now there's a sudden bright light. It's extremely bright to your eyes. And as your eyes adjust, you can see jaundiced Jape has pulled himself out of this pool and is panting and gasping for breath. He lays down on his back and just breathes. He looks at all of you.
Are you okay?
Has he just come through the tunnel thing that we did?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just come through the
Barely.
tunnel.
Oh dear.
What's her name? She didn't make
She
it?
walked away.
She left.
Of course she did.
You left this here.
Not surprised. Should have killed her with the kite.
So Shay went back to the ship? Or the camp? You know, but she left.
I'd offer him a drink of water, but it seems like he's had more than that than he wants.
Fresh water, maybe.
I would say,
Yeah.
as far as the loot, I was kind of relying on the air bubble, but since my spells didn't recharge, I'm going to be about 3 short of making it out to begin with.
I can heal you.
Halfway through. or-
Well, halfway through when we get out.
You can't cure death. I don't think drowning
Would it
does. I don't think drowning
What's up?
does
What's up?
damage.
Hey,
They think we're
Oh,
dead.
They think we're dead?
You thought we were dead.
We almost were. Some of us were. Twice.
He looks into the room with all the blades.
yeah.
Yeah.
That.
He points at the statue.
Yeah.
Serpent's
yeah.
tongue.
Who's got it?
We found it.
He smiles.
We can roll for a sense motive.
Who does have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Roll for a sense motive on
Don't
Jake.
you have it? Or do you? I think he's
I
got
don't have it.
Ah.
it. He had it. 'Cause I remember you tried to use it.
I got a 14.
We're doing something
I had a 13.
17.
I got a 10 with a 20.
I have 16.
To all of you, he seems sincere.
Oh.
Oh.
He
didn't
never
actually
was as much
say
of a jerk as
anything.
he was.
No, he didn't actually say anything though.
But his
His actions.
demeanor
Yeah.
is sincere, right?
Yeah.
He looks like he really about drunk.
And he came after us, you know.
So what's his
Ready
plan
to
now?
swim back, brother?
Rest.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to get any rest here.
Yeah,
we
we didn't
haven't.
get much rest.
It's pretty loud. I mean, definitely take a breather,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Catch your breath.
He puts his he puts his head down on the step and just goes
Crashes.
to sleep.
kind of like pat his leg, like make sure you don't fall in.
Well, then that distance was a little bit far for
No.
him.
He seems relieved that you are all still well.
Oh, he likes us.
Yeah.
No,
He
he's
almost
asleep.
died.
We can decide what
But
all we want him
He
to
does
do.
immediately go back to sleep, and you all feel like you could probably do with some rest as well.
Yeah.
Alright.
Gotta get
We
my
can fast
1
forward
HP
the rest instead of waiting till another session.
You alright, mate?
I feel good. I feel fine.
Alright. Next time you want to spend one of your cat lives, maybe do it somewhere not so dangerous for the rest of us to rescue you. Alright?
So Jape's snoring away.
Did we figure out who has this thing, the Serpent's tongue? Does Joel have it?
I think
Like
he's
I said, I can't remember, but I'm wanting that. Does
It's been a
sound
while.
familiar? Because didn't I try to use it to communicate?
Yeah.
Communicate with
Yeah.
something?
I don't remember.
I think you
He
did.
did.
Yeah.
So I don't think he gave it to anyone else since then.
Okay, so you have the Serpent's tongue.
I'm probably still wearing it.
Okay.
Alright, so eventually you all drift off back to sleep and try to recover as much as possible in this uncomfortable situation. Gato, you immediately go into this strange dream where you have this sort of you're almost looking at yourself from outside of your body, and it's almost like a lucid dream where you see yourself and you see yourself saying these things like, she's not touching my ring, it's my ring now, and if we get the real one, what's her name doesn't need to know a thing about it. And you feel like as you're saying these things that there's like this light behind you. You can't turn to see it, but there's this light behind you that it almost feels like it's turning away from you as you say these things. And you continue to just, it's almost like a nightmare. You can't get out of it, but you keep seeing yourself saying these things. We can just pull the ropes up and throw her down the pit right now. And possession is 9/10 of the law.
Wow.
And you distinctly get the feeling by the end of this dream that Saren Ray has abandoned you. Or you have abandoned her, one or the other. But it is not a restful night for you. This dream just keeps rolling. All these things that you're saying are echoing kind of at the same time, and it's very unsettling. And when you do wake up, you don't feel like you're not even sure you ever got to sleep. Killian, you also have an interesting dream. You have this terrible dream where you're back in Port Peril, or Freeport as the locals call it, and you've gone to see your lover, and you find her dead. And as you are kind of weeping above her body, you realize that the killer is still there in this house, and somehow you know that this thing is not a mere mortal. It is something that you just cannot contend with. And so you leave her there to go hide, and you spend your time just hiding from this thing, and it's this unsettling feeling of this eternal night of you waiting for this thing to stop looking for you, but all you want to do is remain unseen. And that is your dream. It seems like it lasts forever. But eventually you all wake up, and Gato's light is still glowing, but you feel probably as rested as you would be. But you immediately notice that Killian is not there.
Where'd he go?
Where's Killian? Anyone see Killian?
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
You hear them saying all of this, and you're there.
What? You can't see me? I'm right here.
You can't see him, but you can hear him.
Killian?
Where?
reach out like in the space where he was? Can we? Because it's not that big of a space. Can we touch
Yeah,
him?
you scoot over towards his voice. Yeah, you can feel him.
Oh,
he's there.
Why can't we see you?
I don't know.
Come on, until we figure this out, we need some way to keep track of him. I scoot over and touch him. just make the area where he is.
Oh god.
All right. So, Killian, you are now glowing.
Now
He
Now you know the
You're not a
feeling.
radioactive ghost.
Now, you do
Now
notice
you know the feeling.
that as you look around, you notice that the light parts of what you're looking at almost seem brighter, and the dark parts seem darker. There's this interesting contrast that you can see where everything seems a little bit
have thermal vision.
crisper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like green or anything, but
No.
yeah, along those lines.
Did you put on something you're not supposed to?
I did pick up a medallion last night, but
Are you wearing it?
well, it's in my pocket or in my pack or whatever, wherever I put it. I don't know, but I don't know. If
You
that's-
put it around your neck.
Oh, I did. All right.
We'll say you did.
Okay.
Try taking it
Uh,
off.
Yeah. So I take off the medallion
You
and
should
I
examine objects for curses before you start using them.
put it on the ground.
Yeah, everybody, you can see him now.
Ah,
Huh.
Well, that's handy to have.
it's
I
the
try
one
to-
medallion.
I try to swipe it. I'm like,
You
could
really
be
sure
handy.
you want to give that up?
No, I just put it on the ground to see if that was what was causing me to be invisible.
So what happens if you put it in your pocket? That could
So
be useful.
so I pick it back up again and I disappear.
Just put it in your pocket.
No,
I don't.
you don't.
Huh.
Only if you're wearing it.
So I put it around my neck again.
You don't
Um,
disappear.
Hmm.
It takes a while, maybe.
So yeah, it's probably cursed
Ooh.
or something.
Or requires an amount of time spent with it.
Something. I don't
Or
know.
sleep.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
So you put it back around your neck, or are you putting it in a pocket?
Probably put it in my pocket or in my pack or something. Did I can't remember. Did I ask him if he recognized the symbol or if she recognizes it or whatever?
Um,
I think I did.
Now that you're not like pulling each other out of death
Right.
traps.
But he's still glowing,
Alright,
right?
so yeah, I'm still glowing, so I just kind of
Yeah.
like shine my hand on it. Gothhead, is this symbol strike anything in your brain?
I don't know. What kind of check should I make? Would it be a knowledge religion or sense magic?
Well, that was already glowing before,
Well, you can
wasn't
detect magic, and that was one of the things that was
Yeah.
glowing.
it? Yeah, so we already knew it was
So I
magic.
guess I need to use my, but I can't determine what kind of magic that is with any of my
With
skills.
spellcraft, you should be able to.
+6 to spellcraft.
Okay.
Roll it.
15.
Ooh.
So it's some sort of an enchanted item. You don't detect any kind of like
I
negative
thought it was like other magic.
energy on it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like super high level magic. It's not a complicated
Okay. Can I use-
spell that created this thing.
Can I use my knowledge religion to see if any of the symbols on it are
Yeah.
familiar? Well, I'm not gonna have an 11.
You don't recognize the symbol.
Oh.
Knowledge Arcana.
Sure, make a check.
25.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, 11 in that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was 20.
A 20. Okay.
I
I
was
mean,
looking at
that's
the
still
wrong. I was looking
impressive,
at the
but
19.
it's not going to give you the name of the wizard
The
that
person
made
that wrote it.
it. So it's just got a simple invisibility cast on it that has been made permanent.
That could be very handy.
Could be. How did we make it work though? Since I put it back on, it didn't do anything.
Yeah,
How did
that's
we
a
know
good
that?
question.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Soon I'm gonna
You think back to what you remember that could have set that off, and I mean that you woke up that way,
Mm-hmm.
right? You didn't go to sleep that way.
Yeah. So I mean, other than going to sleep, unless I like rubbed it in my sleep or something. I don't know.
He's not telling.
No, he's not. I know he's not going to. But
Did you have
Well-
any weird dreams?
yeah.
What was your dream about?
Close friend of mine, I found them dead in a
Him?
at there was whatever killed her was still like in the room, and it was very unnatural.
Was that it? Just that she was dead? How did you feel?
Oh, I felt pretty afraid. I don't normally feel that way, so.
What if maybe you have to be afraid for that to work?
Not very often.
Yeah. May not work for you. Is anyone here afraid? Nothing? No one's afraid?
Jake shakes his head.
Really?
What if we put you back in the water?
Oh, I think he said we're like not
I'm just
afraid.
kidding, mate. I'm just kidding. We're not going to drown you tonight.
Well, that'd be something next time we're afraid. Someone's afraid.
Afraid or asleep.
Maybe if we put it on Gato, as we go back through the tunnel, he might be afraid of
Yeah.
death.
Throw him back in those blades over there.
But we also don't want to lose him in the tunnel.
No,
Yeah. Yeah, invisible in the tunnel would not be good.
Alright,
Unless
I'm
he's
just
glowing.
gonna put it in my pack for now.
We can look at it later.
We'll figure it out later.
Maybe the next time we sleep, you should put it on again, just
Yeah.
in case it's sleep that triggers it. I don't know
Make
why.
it glow first.
Yeah. Just tie a bell around him.
Oh, Bill. So we've all got our full amount of rest or whatever?
As much as you're gonna get.
Right. Okay.
So are we back? The hit points back to full?
No.
Okay. Okay. That's what I was.
You got 1 hit point back
Okay.
from that night of
Okay.
unrest.
Any healing going on?
Do we need to?
I'm good.
Does anyone need any healing?
He needs
He
some
definitely
healing.
needs some
Oh,
healing.
you need some healing.
He needs
All
a lot
right.
of healing.
And he
So-
can't heal himself. So
yeah.
you have your Orisons, your 0 level spells, but that's it. And that feeling of loss, like,
Has he
is
communicated that to us?
he
Have
has
you
not.
communicated that to us?
Communicated what to us?
Exactly.
I have healed you for 5 hit points.
Let's get out of here.
I'm ready.
I'm tired of this. Place.
I could cast dancing lights. That'll give us 4 lights that are 10 feet apart to try and, as we go through to try and help light it up. I think we should try and go in order of who maybe has the least amount of air that they can breathe. So that way, as we're coming up behind, we can help push them out.
Gato, you don't think you
I
can
can do some healing when we get out, but it's just a matter of getting
I
everyone
think I can
through.
make it out. It's just I'm gonna have to pass like a few checks, or I'm gonna take some kind
Damage.
of
You
damage.
can't afford the damage.
Do we need to tie a rope to you? Somebody else go first and then pull you as you come. I'm asking.
How about you, Jake? Are you gonna be?
You
able
gonna
to
be
get
all
out
right?
of the tunnel?
Saturday
we-
night.
Made it once.
Do we need to tie a rope to you too?
Saturday night.
Yes.
Is that what we need to do for you? Do you think you can make it?
Are you all wanting to grab? Me to cast the lights?
I want to grab some stuff.
How much light does your pot cast?
I think because of how murky the water is, with all the dead stuff and bacteria in it,
It's a level spell. I can just make everybody glow.
it's well, but you can't. You can only have one use of it active at a time.
And you just put it on
So I'm not glowing anymore from when you
So-
hit me.
Not you are still glowing because he hasn't cast it on anything since he touched you, but his pot is no longer glowing. I think we said that he could see about 20 feet ahead and behind with his pot, and then if you sent your you just need to keep your dancing lights close to you so that you can benefit from their light. If Jake points
Pull the
to
rope.
your rope,
Yeah, I've got the rope.
He liked that idea.
Alright, Elvin, I want it back, mate.
he hands you the other end.
Okay, now remember, kick your feet.
Fine.
I start using my tail like a propeller.
And yeah, that too.
So he can't talk. I could have sworn he said something a couple of game nights ago. I can't remember. I could have sworn like he said like 1 or 2 words or something. This is me not killing him.
Oh no, Jake doesn't speak.
He doesn't speak. I thought he said
Nobody
like,
knows why.
one thing.
Open up, say, oh. Does he have a tongue?
Oh.
No.
It's all right. You offended him.
That's,
It's all right. We appreciate you coming
Can
in.
I fix that?
You see that there is no tongue there.
yeah.
Ah.
Oh. Sorry, man.
Can
Just wanted
that
to
be
know,
healed?
You know, if it was something that could be you. Yeah. Apparently
I'm
not.
just asking.
No,
I don't know.
Trying to help you, man.
Make a heal check.
16.
You're not sure.
Okay. I'll think about it and I'll check again later. I'll check on it after I talk to, what's her name? Yeah, I can't think of her name. Crap.
Peppery?
Peppery, thank you. Let's get her and look it up.
Have you ever talked to Peppery before about it?
Talked. Seriously.
Really?
Sorry, mate. I'm not good with words. I'm good with weapons. I'm sorry.
You too.
I just want to say I don't have it.
Don't have what? Cat at your tongue?
Sorry.
That we're not responsible for.
Jape dives in.
Alright, I gotta go too, because I got his rope. Alright, I dive in. And I swim ahead of Brent.
I cast Dancing Light and I go in after.
Okay.
Alright.
Can I see now if she's going? Because I want to see if there's stuff I can pick up.
I light up my pot and I jumped in.
Wait, that unlights me.
Yep. Alright, so
Alright,
we'll say you're all together.
I jump in after him.
And the first thing you see is this long sword laying there on the bottom, all by itself. Take one of your bubbles out of your container of bubbles and place it elsewhere. Nobody's getting the long sword?
First.
Okay, how about a crowbar? Crowbar? Okay, take another bubble. Alright, now you're swimming over this lovely hammer. You've never seen a hammer like this before. It has a nice iron head and a lovely wooden handle. Now how much would you pay for it? Okay, that's your third bubble. You keep swimming past the hammer. Okay, now you see this beautiful pistol. Wow, that pistol looks like it could be masterwork. Or it could just be really ornate.
I'm picking it up, one way or the other.
Okay, give me a fourth bubble for the pistol, and Joe a fifth. And that, sir, is your pistol. Now, you are at the buckler. Ooh, what a lovely buckler. The leather on the underside is hardly rotted at all.
What exactly is a buckler?
Like a
Looks like
It's
a shield.
just a little shield
Okay.
that goes on.
Like it's like the size of a big
Gotcha.
dinner plate.
Yeah.
It's mainly meant for deflecting rather than
Yeah.
Remember, guys, like we can sell some of this stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
gotta
it's
carry
while
it.
we're
Not
underwater.
just, yeah, well, I mean, if you think you can make it through the
Well,
tunnel.
if I see anything
Right.
really valuable that's less than halfway through, you can always come back for
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
we can go back
That
and
was
forth.
my
I'm
thinking.
not needing that.
Alright, so put a fifth bubble to swim past the buckler. Okay, and now a rapier. Wow, that rapier looks super rapey.
Irish.
Oh my
Ish.
Doesn't look fancy or good or, you know.
You take a look at it,
As we're
and
swimming.
it has. There are blood stains on the thin blade of this elegant rapier.
Underwater.
Yes, they must be old. Perhaps they're rust.
I keep swimming. I already have the reason.
Okay.
I'll grab it.
Oh, okay. So your sixth one is to get past the rapier, and then your seventh one is to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody should have six out, and Joe should have what, 8? All right. Next up, a repeating crossbow.
What
Everyone
size is it?
put out a 7th bubble to swim past it, and another bubble if you want to pick it up.
How's it look?
I mean, it looks in good shape.
Yeah? How
Yeah.
big is it? Like a full size or is it
Let's
small
see.
crossbow?
Green and gold lacquer decorate the magazine of this skillfully constructed repeating crossbow.
Yeah, but size wise.
It's a decent size. You could,
I'm a halfling.
yeah, you could wield it.
Yeah?
We'll say you could wield it.
I'll take it.
It has this nice mechanism that allows you to
Easier load.
easy load it.
Sure.
Of
I'll
course,
put
for her
down
size,
extra.
it's actually more of a portable ballista.
Yeah.
Can you profession that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, alright, cool.
Okay. All right. Everyone has put out their bubble for the repeating crossbow.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like we're on an underwater auction.
Underwater auction.
Yeah.
Cause like everything's coming, I was like, do you want it?
We're not.
That's accurate.
We're like,
I would ask you if you're gonna pick anything up, but I'm holding my breath.
Yeah. Don't ask. Okay. Next, you swim past this beautiful axe, and before anybody can do anything, Jape swims down and grabs it. But
put up your bubbles.
put up a bubble for it to swim past it. And now we have this lovely cutlass. This cutlass has a beautiful hilt. A skull peers from the basket hilt of this nasty serrated cutlass.
I'll take it.
Cutlass is yours, and then everybody put up a bubble to swim past it. Alright. Some studded leather armor. This suit of black and gray leather armor is adorned with dozens of dull steel studs for added protection. Everyone put up a bubble to swim past the studded leather.
Is there a body in it?
There is.
Yeah.
It's the deluxe version.
No, thank
And
you.
that body is actually pretty fresh, so you could probably get the studded leather off the body without the body just coming to pieces.
In your hands.
Yeah. No one?
No, I wasn't grabbing it. I
No?
was just asking. Just
Okay.
Make it quicker if the body would come to pieces.
Yeah, then you don't have to drag the body
That's
out.
true, but then you don't have to try to see through all of its guts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alright, next up, the drill. Put out a bubble to swim past this finely crafted hand drill. Next up, this lovely shovel.
Ooh.
That shovel looks like it has dug some holes. And it could probably dig some more for the low, low price of one air bubble. No? Alright, pay a bubble to swim past the shovel. And
I think I did it.
a steel shield.
I'm good.
This steel shield is made of steel and will shield you from
Started the mini gap.
Deal.
things.
Sounds like this is a show of interdimensional
Pointy
cable.
objects.
Starting the mini gap. One bubble if you'd like to steal it from your partner or take another bubble.
Alright, pay to swim past the steel shield if you haven't already. Pay one bubble to swim to the heavy mace.
Do I need a mace?
This heavy mace is heavy.
Yeah. You guys food text and stuff, we can sew it.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
You gotta swim past it. Is it
Is
shiny?
it shiny?
Good question.
Then
Let's
maybe.
see. The simple wooden mace bears
Oh,
the
yeah.
scars and splinters of age and frequent use. It must be really
No.
waterlogged to be sitting on the bottom like that.
Yeah,
No, if
prehistoric
it was
mace.
shiny, I'd pick it up.
Well, not necessarily though.
Alright, everyone, pay one bubble to swim past the chain shirt. This chain shirt is a shirt made of chains.
Does it also come with a body?
Yeah.
Parts.
And it's been there a while.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that one's gross. His mouth is open, and his tongue is all swollen in there and like
I'm only touching that
coming
one.
apart.
If you pull on this chain
Yeah.
shirt, it's gonna become a strainer.
Ew.
It's gonna become a string.
Strainer.
Oh.
Like a
Oh. Yeah. You see him looking at you, and his eye just
He's
comes
looking
out,
right at you, Lawrence.
floats towards you.
Very
Okay.
Push the waves and make it.
Alright, pay one more bubble to swim past this lovely dwarven axe. This dwarven axe probably belongs to the dwarf that you can see dead up ahead.
Is it shiny?
It is shiny.
Dwarven axe, yes, that's not be a nice
Yes.
axe.
It has spots of rust and old blood,
Oof.
and they attest that this axe has been poorly cared for.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, you can still fix it up.
Yeah.
As I tell you this one, one.
Alright, pay one more bubble to swim past the heavy crossbow. Nobody wants to pick up the heavy crossbow?
How
People
heavy
don't
are we
sell
talking
anything.
about?
I mean, it's heavy.
I gotta
It's the
get out
kind of
first.
You're a tank.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to know.
Do you
it's the
wanna
kind
arrange
that
it?
you have to put your
Oh.
foot into the little ring at the end of it on the ground, and then you crank the thing to pull
Oh,
it
it's got the crank.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can't
think
actually pull the
It's
string
heavy,
back.
but
You
we're
have to.
underwater, so it makes it lighter.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And then you'll get out of the water, and it will stop being light.
That's true.
But we can sell it.
It's true.
Or use it.
Or you're thinking about it, aren't you? Think about it quick, because we're about to swim past it.
I'll pick it up.
All right.
Well, like I said,
This
once
is
we get
your
out the
heavy
entrance and catch
crossbow.
our breath, we get all these back. And then so anything
Yeah.
that's within like the first
Yeah.
10
Yeah,
spaces, we
that's
can just
true.
go get it again.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll pick myself up.
All right, everyone, pay one bubble to swim to the chainmail. You can tell this chainmail is dwarven chainmail because of the dwarf that's dead inside.
Not gonna become a strainer too.
It's pretty close.
Oh, so he almost made it out then.
And he took
He
as
dropped the
good
axe.
of care of his face and his beard as he did his axe. This dude looks rough.
This is the same guy then that had that.
Oh,
axe.
like Joel.
Yeah.
Like
So he
Joel
was on his way out then.
He was
Cool guy.
close.
Okay, everyone pay 1 bubble to swim past this rapier. The savage hilt of this rapier has a strange organic look.
I'll take it.
It's-
I got 1 bubble left. We
You
better be
take-
close to the end.
Okay, everyone pay 1 bubble to swim to the breastplate.
Can I pay a copper?
No.
That's
So
how it
now
goes.
you take a bubble back, and you make a Constitution check with a -1 modifier.
8.
Ooh, 8. Yeah, you are unconscious and at 0 hit points.
Ooh.
All right,
Probably right behind you.
I spend another bubble to start dragging him. So
And you spent 1 to get there, right?
I
Are we
think
on the
so.
next?
Yeah,
What
to
are
the
you?
breastplate.
Man, this guy's a marathon runner.
I guess I need to spend 1 more.
Okay.
It's on hers.
So now everyone
I'll spend
spend 1 to get to the torch,
Hey, I
and
miscounted.
Joe spend 2.
I do not have any more bubbles.
What am I supposed to do?
Are you out at the torch, or are you out?
I don't have 1 to spend for the torch.
Okay, so take 1 back and make a Constitution check at -1 modifier.
Okay, a natural 20 with 11, so an 11.
Okay. You have a +1 to your Constitution.
But it would
And the
be.
-1. Okay, so yeah, you pass. Alright, so you are able to swim to the torch.
You picked up 1 thing.
Joe, you need to make. Let's see, you need to make
I
a.
was half a breath short.
Yeah, so
I
make a
miscounted,
Constitution
'cause I know I
check.
had 3 bubbles left last time.
15 with a 20.
You pull him forward.
All right.
He's at
Oh, am I taking a bubble?
minus. You're now at -1.
Did I take a bubble back?
Yeah, you need to. And now everyone either pay a bubble or take a bubble back to swim to the full plate.
No, I'm taking 2.
No.
Just 1.
Oh yes, because you're
I'm
pulling
carrying
him
him.
too.
Thanks a lot, Gato.
If you're taking bubbles back, make a Constitution check with a minus however many bubbles modifier you have.
And am I pulling Jape, or is he just
Nope.
have his rope? Okay. Another natural 20
Oh,
with a 17.
gosh.
I like these dice.
Okay. You come out. You surface. You can breathe.
Not that bad.
What'd you get?
Grab me.
But I got some good stuff.
I got 4
Oh.
with a 1.
So we'll just say I go ahead. I surface because I surface after
Yep.
her. So then I'm waiting on.
Well,
so
Jake's
I'm
right
just-
after
I'm
me.
waiting,
So Jake's out.
Yeah, so these two, Verabale's out.
Where's
Right,
the other
because
guys?
you had enough? Okay. Verabale's out. Those 2 are not there.
We're missing 2.
So I'm
Jump
now
back in.
I'm at 0 now.
So-
Yeah. And
Take-
you
I'll
you
take a
see them. They're
breath.
right there.
Yeah, I jump in and grab one of them.
Okay. Which one?
Whichever one's closest. Who was closest behind me?
Well, he would be in
Okay.
front because he was pulling this guy.
All right. Well,
So I guess I grab Gato.
Okay. You
What
yank him
cat?
out. Gato looks like he is dead.
Who he looks okay.
he didn't have a lot of hit points to start with.
So on Gato, I will cast Stabilize. That will keep him from losing any more.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a heal for 8 hit points
On Joe?
on Joe.
Killian? Okay.
You've stabilized. Gato.
I've stabilized Gato, but I have no more cure light wounds.
But you're
And he doesn't either.
He can't cure himself.
Right, but he's stable, so we could rest again.
As long as he doesn't take any more damage.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't do
He's
anything
stable.
dumb.
How many hit
I
points
have
does he
no
have?
potions.
Zero.
I'm saying.
Oh. So is he conscious yet?
No.
Oh,
No,
wow.
he's-
Okay then.
He's unconscious, but he's not dying any further.
Gosh.
So we need
For
to
now.
rest again.
Somebody else.
In the water.
Jake,
No, we just came out.
Somebody else wants to.
Jake picks
The
up
bottom of the pit
Gato.
is water. We have to
Yeah.
climb out to not be in water at this point.
Yeah. It's like 50 feet up to get out of
That's
the,
right.
the well.
I got a rope. We can drag him up by the neck.
There are 3 ropes hanging down
Yeah.
into the well.
Somebody will stop to carry him, or we tie a rope to him and hoist him
Yeah.
up once we get up there.
Well, there's a
Looking
couple
at
we
their
can tie
mouth.
waist and, you know.
Yeah.
Can you strap
Jake-
him to your back?
Unties his rope
I'd have
around his
to.
waist, ties it around Gato,
Okay.
makes a little harness around
Yeah.
like a backpack.
Alright.
Jape starts climbing.
Does he have the other end of the rope?
Yep.
Or- okay.
If you ever let anything happen to Jake, I'm gonna be really sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jake
we
earned our
like
trust
Jake.
tonight.
Jake needs to be healed.
Yeah, he earned our trust tonight. He's not short any points, is he?
His tongue. He can
yeah.
talk to us.
Okay, my bad.
Alright, so he's climbing, I'm climbing, we're climbing.
Is there any? There's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Once
No, we
Jape
wanna
gets
go
to the
slowly back
top, he
forward.
kind of braces himself. He hates. You can see that he's just freaked out about these snakes.
Heights.
But he starts pulling Gato up.
Okay.
We
We don't need to make a climb check or anything.
Yeah, you do. Go ahead and make the climb
Thanks.
check.
You wouldn't
Do
have
we?
to do a
Do we
good
need to
touch
add
check.
all the
You
stuff
can-
that we picked up?
No, don't worry about it. Either make a climb check or make a sailor check, whatever is more beneficial for you.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's-
Okay. Cool.
So I fell off the rope.
Oh gosh.
No, you got a 3, really?
I don't have climb.
You fell off the
I fell
rope.
off the rope.
I
And
got a.
I made a
Unfortunately,
big splash.
it's
in
all
the
water.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't
I
take
got-
any damage.
I got a
It was
14.
Kind of fun.
I got another
14. I make it or I fell into the water.
No, you make it.
Okay.
Alright.
It's real easy to climb with a rope.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
16?
I mean,
Real easy.
yeah, I
Anybody can do it.
It's totally.
I even made it up the rope while unconscious.
You had help.
Yeah. You have it.
16?
So then I had a 7.
You make it up the
I did
rope.
make it up the rope.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's that easy.
Not
I
a
gotta
3,
have 11.
7.
Yeah, you're good. 11.
Yeah.
I think,
He made it up with the
Yeah.
slide, so.
You climb out. All right, so you are now up at the top. You have this long hall with all these snake heads that are still shooting out this
Oh my god, yeah.
blasts of what you now know
Oh,
to be
yeah.
volcanic air, right? Air that has been superheated by the volcano and then
forgot-
used to
I forgot
power
those.
whatever this
Lovely
crazy
creeper.
contraption
Is it
is.
coming out? I can't remember. Is it coming out the top and the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta get him
I
through
don't.
with
I don't
no
know
more
how we
damage.
get Gato through without.
Well, somebody will take it.
Is here. Wait. You're good on hit points, right? Why don't you carry him?
Alright,
Just
but
throw him over
We're
your
good on
shoulders.
hit points, but he
But-
weighs more than I
but
do.
couldn't he still get hit as you're going?
Well,
through?
yeah, but
you can
there's-
take damage, but can he?
That's true.
But it's not as big of a deal for her to be slowed down by it and be
Right.
taking more damage.
He's really wet. We just came out of the water.
I mean, we are.
So you hoist Gato up over your shoulder and you kind of move up to the doorway where you're looking down this hall and you notice that all of the snakes have kind of cleared this area around you where they're
They're moving away from her.
they're moving away from where you are.
He's
Is
got the
anybody
serpent's
else?
tongue.
Is anybody else seeing
Oh.
this, or is this just me?
He's
He
got,
does- he
he's
does
got
have
the
the
serpent's
serpent's
tongue
I
on
know,
him.
but like,
So they're not moving away from us, just her.
oh,
That's where we're going.
Well, she's standing in the doorway. You don't know if they would
Oh,
move
okay,
away
okay.
from you or not.
alright.
I don't suppose those snakes, by any chance, are moving away to like block those bottom steam vents.
Maybe we could load one of the cross.
So, you can make a straight intelligence check to try to recognize some sort of a pattern in the steam vents.
Ooh.
I got a 1 with
20 with a 20.
a 1 with a 19.
Got a 12.
Well, then the one doesn't matter.
Just checking.
You got a 20 over 20?
I redeemed my last roll.
Okay. So you had a 20 on top, and then your modified next roll was a 20?
Yeah, I got a 19 and
Yeah.
a 20, and I had a plus
Yeah. Okay. Yes. You watch, but you have to watch for a little while,
Yeah.
and you start to notice there is a pattern here. It's just a very long pattern, right? And so, but once you notice that there's a pattern, you're able to figure out sort of how to move forward. Now, it requires 2 jumps to get past where this one is going
Right.
to fire and then this other one's going to fire. and that would be very difficult to do while you're treading lightly around the serpents. But if the serpents continue to part in order to allow Veravale through, then she should be able to make it out with a successful acrobatics check.
Yeah, but how do I explain? Can I explain that to her? Like,
yeah,
make two jumps, a leap to the left, and duck, and
yeah.
okay. All right. Okay. Well, then I explain that to you.
Oh my god, that's
One step forward, two steps
step
back.
Like a turtle, right?
So, Killian starts singing.
Doing the Peter Panda dance.
No, Killian hasn't seen the pacifier, so no.
Peter Panda dance with Gato on her back.
I was thinking more along the lines of whoever wrote this episode should die.
Yeah, well, Galaxy Quest versus, pacifier.
All right.
Okay, so I explained that to her. I guess she's going first, and then can we follow behind to
Yeah,
see
like,
if the
is there
snakes
a way,
actually?
Well, yes.
We have to go through one at a time.
If you follow behind, though, you
Or
won't be in the
step
right
behind.
place to avoid.
Yeah.
Without waiting
The
for the next
crossfire.
pattern.
Would these
Right.
snakes be considered close to water or sea, like shore?
Yeah.
animals?
Yeah, there's all that water down in the well.
So
Water
could I
snakes.
use like my sea creature empathy to try and get them to just part?
Sea creature empathy?
Yeah.
You
it
said there was
says,
all types of snakes in there,
Let's see, where
so
was
you
it?
could park the water moccasins.
I can influence the attitude of water-dwelling animals and animals that live along coasts and shores, including birds, as if using wild empathy.
I mean, they're not water-dwelling animals.
That's why I was asking
but-
about
water
what neither are
snakes?
You
birds.
could move a fourth up
But
then.
if they're
A fourth that is water
You
snakes.
can move forward.
One snake lives with
So-
me.
it would be like a diplomacy check, plus adding my charisma as well.
I'll let you make that
That's why I
attempt,
asked.
but it's gonna be a super high DC.
I could lie to the snakes and
They don't speak common.
Yeah, they do.
No,
18.
By super high, I'm imagining you're meaning higher than
Pretty impossible.
20, yeah.
20.
You got a 20,
Not a natural 20, but with my
but you got a 20.
yeah, I got a 20. To try and convince the snakes to just part so we can all
Let
get
us
through.
out, yeah.
Please. I said
Okay.
please.
Yeah, I mean,
Something about your hair seems to make the snakes feel a sort of kinship with you, and many of them, not all, but many of them, the smarter ones amongst the pack, do part ways for you.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's something.
pack of snakes.
Alright.
It's the parting of the Slytherin
But-
I
sea.
believe it's called a nope of snakes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm just thinking for me, out of way from what Killian told me, I have to do the
Step by step.
Yeah.
I would have to do the acrobatic check
Mm-hmm.
because yes, the snakes are parting, but I also have Gato on my back. Thank
Wait,
you.
you're doing a skill check?
And acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Could
I
I
will cast guidance to give you a +1.
Alright.
Look at that.
Okay, make 2 acrobatics checks.
It's 18 on the first one.
18, and that's with her +1.
But
Oh,
No,
19.
19.
Yeah, all right.
19's with 19 on with +1.
Okay, make another one.
7.
So-
7.
Yeah.
All right, it's good enough.
Woohoo!
All right.
A 5-foot long jump it's only a DC of 5. She has to make 2 jumps
A big long
in
jump.
this process, and they're just 5-foot jumps.
Well, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even had to make that
So
roll.
and not
Well-
drop him.
yeah,
Well,
basically, as long as she didn't crit fumble,
Yeah. 2 ones.
right? So you make it out.
Like, oh god, please don't give me a bad roll.
You do the Peter Panda dance, and you come out into the jungle in the morning. The jungle is making all its jungly noises, and it smells so nice and not like dead things decaying in old
Snakes.
stale water. And so yes, you're glad to be out. You set Gato down and sort of tend to him as the others make their way out.
The rest of us need to make an acrobatics checks and stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do I need to? Since it's a 5.
If you want to, well, here's the deal. Most of the snakes are gone, but you have to make your jump and avoid stepping on snakes. So your acrobatics is a little bit higher than that. So yes, the rest of you, if you want to do the Peter Pan to dance out, you have to make acrobatics checks. 2 of them, and they need to beat a 10 DC.
13.
13 is good.
And 27.
27,
Or no,
and
wait,
you
20.
fly out by flapping your arms.
25.
And he keeps flying all the way back to the ship.
You land in a tree outside.
On my first one, I got an 8 with a 1.
Oof.
Yeah, but then my second one, I got 18.
Oh, yes.
I'm probably gonna
Did
take
she
some of the
get
heat
bit?
from
I
you.
am.
So,
There's
Oh,
snakes,
no.
so I probably got burned.
Yeah, I'm dead. So
Oh no!
you take 4 points of damage
Okay.
From the vent.
from the vents.
Okay.
You manage to avoid the snakes. You tend to err on the side of caution, and you also like living things. So, when you realize you're going to misstep, you just miss the snake and take the heat.
critical fail.
A critical fail.
Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
A 1 with a 4, and I have a -4 to jump.
Oh,
So
no.
my plus
What?
4, yeah. So
You doing acrobatics?
I am.
She got a 0 with a 1.
Oh.
I have a +5 on acrobatics, but if it's the jump, it's a -4. So I have a +1. But I rolled a 1 with
I
a
didn't even look
4.
at the difference
So
between them. I just
so
did
I,
the
in other
base.
words, a critical fail with a 5.
Oh no.
Okay, so you slip on the snakes.
and it bites me. in the
First, you take the damage from the blast of just one blast of air. You take 3 damage from that,
You take the damage of getting your head
and
caved in
as
with a
you're
rock
trying
you hit.
to avoid that, you fall into a mess of snakes, a nope of snakes,
Yes.
if you will,
I won't.
and you are bitten. You take 5 points of damage. And you need to make a fortitude check, as you are now poisoned.
Okay, so right now I make it's Constitution, no, Fortitude save.
Which is weird.
Now-
It's venom, but it's still called.
Am I afraid of the snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're afraid for your life.
I get a +2 versus fear.
Well, it's not a fear effect,
Okay.
so you don't get the +2 on
It's
this
worth a
roll.
shot.
You would get a +2 if there were a fear effect.
Alright. Okay, it's 16 + 2, 18.
18. Yes. Okay, you save, and you don't take. You can feel the poison coursing through your veins, but but you like it.
So, venomous snake, not deadly venomous snake. Basically,
I'm sure it
since
would be
she.
deadly.
I
Well,
may
I
have to
mean-
roll again next turn,
Oh, okay.
probably.
Alright.
No, you saved.
I
You
did.
can
Yeah,
you
that's
can
what I
tell
was
you're
saying.
good, and you claw your way out. You scramble out.
Scramble out.
Yeah.
How much damage did you take total?
8.
It was a lot harder to get out than it was to get in.
Interesting.
Gosh.
Stupid snakes.
Gosh.
All right. Well,
I took
you have made it out.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Jungle
things
is
looking green.
Yes, it's very bright and vibrant and smells nice. You can smell some of that volcanic
Yeah, I was
ash.
about to say it still smells like ash.
Yeah, you don't smell like the smoke, like the wood smoke, like you did on the way up. It's just the volcanic ash is what you smell. But even that, like
It's
with
more
all
refreshing.
the it's more refreshing because it's just not stale. This
Yeah.
air is moving
Yeah.
and it's full of life. So
Feel the breeze.
you have made it out, and you've done so successfully. So let's call that a win, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. We're Pieces of Fate, and Pieces of Fate. I'll get in trouble if I say it wrong. And remember, nerds, whatever you do, do it for fortune and story. Bye.